Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Wins, and here we are at the 36th annual Baie Peninsula Mining Conference. I want to tell you, it's a fantastic show. Great conversations, a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunity in this part of the world. Thanks to our good friends at Brook Construction, High Tech Communications, and Western Petroleum for bringing this conversation alive. Everybody's voices matter here, and I want to tell you, there's excitement in the conversation. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Paddock. I'm actually the MHA, so the Member House of Assembly for this district, Baie Verte, Green Bay. And I've been in this role for a year, so I guess like the mining opportunities across this district that are just getting started, I'm just getting started on where we are going on a political side.
Lynn, talk to me about the district. I mean, it is spectacular in its beauty and its vastness. How big is the district for you to get around?
Yeah, so good question, Al. So Baie Verte, Green Bay, so from Last Sea over to Brighton, 38 communities, basically 3.5 hours from Last Sea to Brighton, and that's a challenge in itself, particularly in the winter months. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the other thing, unlike an urban area where, you know, an MHA in the St. John's area probably dealing with one council, there's 38 communities, so you're navigating 38 communities and their various needs as well. And I say various needs because the needs in each community, while similar, are also somewhat different as well.
Yeah, I mean, of course, every little community is unique in and of itself. They have different personalities, both the people and the community, right?
Yeah. And so, so you know, and then here, I mean, you go back, mining in Newfoundland and Labrador started here in this area, both on the Baie Verte Peninsula and the Green Bay side. So the history here is rich with mining, and as it is with fishing. So, and then yesterday we had the announcement of an expansion in the Northern Cod that's going to be focused on the northeast coast. So all of that is also good, significantly good for this district as well, and for the regional communities like we're in today here in Baie Verte.
You grew up in this area, Lynn. You're from this part of the world. Now you represent this part of the world. Talk to me about the excitement and the opportunity in the mining sector at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, I grew up in Robert's Arm, still based in Robert's Arm when I'm out. When I'm on the peninsula, Baie Verte Peninsula, I try to stay overnight when I can. So it's a mix about opportunity, navigating the opportunities, you know, not just on the mining side, but also the mega renewable projects, you know, fishing, forestry, and agriculture. All three of those as well have significant opportunity. So what we need here in this district, and you guys probably, let me touch on it first, there has to be a reinvestment in some of the infrastructure, and you probably saw that coming down to 410. 410 is the Baie Verte Highway, you know, so some significant road safety issues, brush cutting. It's not all pavement, so some significant brush cutting that has to happen. As we ramp up ore trucks, we have to make it safer for them and safer for the daily commuter. So there has to be a reinvestment in infrastructure. Road infrastructure, helping the towns. Every town, from, you know, here right to Gander, with all this mining window across central Newfoundland, I figure should be able to grow 10 to 15%. Government has to lean forward. You know, like Crown Lands, towns would go to Crown Lands. We now need Crown Lands to go to the communities. Crown Lands now needs to be proactive. Mm-hmm. What do communities need? We have to accelerate, right? We have to lean forward because we're not the only jurisdiction with mines. as you know, I remember as General Oya would say, it's a war of talent. Well, this is a war on opportunities. So one, like I said, is the infrastructure. So some significant road and other baseline municipal works infrastructure that's needed. And then the other thing is having a plan for labor. So, you know, we got Firefly here that's going to need in the next year and a half probably 600 plus to build the additional mine, and then after that steady state for 500. We got Shoreline Aggregate that's going to need probably another 50 in the next year or two. We got Maritime Resources, that mine has started. They're in the process of ramping up to get to steady state. They're going to need probably somewhere around another 150. And that's just direct. You can easily multiply that in a very localized area. If you look at, you know, what analysis that has been done on economic multipliers, you can easily multiply that by 3, right? You know, so you're going to need drilling companies, you know, all the additional, the contractors being used to ship door. So a significant amount of indirect that's going to be needed in this year areas as well. So there has to be, across central Newfoundland, a full-scale labor plan. So for both, you know, to meet the current demands over the short term, and then get to steady state and longer term. And when I say longer term, you know, Firefly is going to be a multi-generational mine.
Right.
You know, with their exploration across the area here with the ore body, and then beyond that, in what was mined previously, the brownfield sites, you know, Telt Cove, Little Baie, etc. So this is an extensive copper ore body for them to leverage. So this is multi-generational, and it's about setting up to be multi-generational. And like I said, and all of that is then good GDP for the province. So, and then like I said, so labor is taking a holistic look at labor, really from the mine here, the mine in Kings Point, Maritime Resources, the mine at Valentine Lake, which is now Equinox Gold, Newfound Gold, so it has 4. You can even add Shoreline Aggregate because, you know, they're crushing rock. So all of that in total, right? Like we're looking at somewhere around a need of a 1,000 direct in the next couple of years. So multiply that with the indirect, and that is a significant labor demand short term. And that's where, like I said, there has to be a plan. Then a plan, and like you know from military, then it's the recurring training. So in you know, and then having like growth, and as you get to supervisors and the like, so that recurring training, compliance training. So that would be then an opportunity for CNA. And then, you know, I think there's also opportunity. So what are we having trouble finding? Like geologists, metallurgists. So those are the professional sides where we're going to need MUN, you know, Memorial to look at expanding some of their programs.
Yeah, Lynn, I love the way that you sort of tie sort of government's place in this, industry's place in this, and academia's place in this, and communities' place in this. These 4 big pillars all have to work collectively together for the benefit of not only this region, but the entire province. Yeah,
so this is, it comes back to, this is a significant GDP opportunity for the province. You know, a mine, it's not just the fees, that company would pay to the government. You know, it's all the indirect, it's the corporate tax, it's the individual person tax. I mean, miners make good money.
Yeah.
And then it's the indirect. So you're going to have a lot of local suppliers paying corporate,
So all of that.
paying corporate tax, right? So, and then, the other thing that I've said with all of this across Central Newfoundland is we have to be smart to also help a lot of local small suppliers. Like there's an opportunity here across Central Newfoundland, as was done in St. John's for the oil and gas industry. It's about setting the conditions for a legacy, so that like in St. John's, where I work with Verte-Green, exporting now globally. Well, if we set companies up here with certifications, the skill sets, they can then tap into national and international mining opportunities.
Right.
And that opportunity is there. So, and then at a very local level, like some of the stuff next to the mine, like I got companies that are being handcuffed by government regulation, where both the mine and the company want to work together.
Right.
Right, and case in point is a sawmill. They need additional allocation to supply the local mine. And then if they don't get it, what's going to happen is that demand is going to be filled outside the province. So that's where you bang your head on the wall and going, what's government doing?
Yeah. And Lynn, I mean, it must be exciting for you to return to service. You've spent an entire life in the service of our country. Now you're spending sort of this next phase of your life in the service of your communities, your regions, your province, at a very exciting time, I would argue. At a time where there's plenty of opportunity, albeit challenges, but many, many opportunities, and you're positioning yourself with the right attitude, with the right vision for it all.
Yeah, so yes, significant opportunity, but I mean, I believe like there's always opportunity, there's always challenges, but the one thing that I learned from the military is you got to get the ship pointed in the right direction. So you can't, government can't wait for a perfect solution for everything. It has to step off and then get pointed in the right direction, and then you fill in some of the rest after. Because if not, we're going to lose out on some of these opportunities to other jurisdictions. We have to be aggressive in moving now.
Okay. I love it. Lynn, an absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you. It always is. I really genuinely salute your desire to serve at this level and the incredible work that you're doing. Certainly the people that we speak to here speak so highly of you and your passion for this region. Keep up the great work, and thank you for your lens. All
right. Cheers, mate. And I welcome you guys back, like I said, because it's not just here. Like this will be a recurring event here with the Baie Mining Conference. We're looking to try to get something going with the Springdale Chamber, and I think you might have an opportunity with the president of the Green Bay Chamber, but as well across, because you guys did CMEC in Gander, so there's some common themes across both here and Gander about this window across Central Newfoundland with a major uptick in opportunity, where there has to be a collective and holistic look for government with regards to how do we support it.
Yeah, well, there it is. Whether it's agriculture, fisheries, or indeed the mining sector, things are really
tourism.
Tourism. Things are really happening out here on the Baie Peninsula. But the most important thing is there's incredible people out here. You've really got to come out here and visit this place. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.